All right, hockey fans, Pete Jackson with you. Welcome to another edition of Ice Talk. And joining me as always, we've got the head coach and GM of your Cold Lake Ice, Mr. Scott Hood. Scott, how are you this week, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful. I'd just like to give a shout out to the Washington National fans on the big World Series. Big World Series win against the Houston Astros.
I don't know if you can see it. Turn your head a little bit the other way there. You've got the postseason hat circa 2016, so there's no bandwagon for this gentleman right here. Keep that in mind, by the way, when the Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders win the Super Bowl at some point in the next couple of years. But nevertheless here, a little bit happier kind of conversation this week. Big weekend for you guys last weekend. You get the 2 victories, including a big one against Wainwright. That's 2 against Wainwright this year. You guys got to be feeling good?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a good way to... obviously winning 2 games in the weekend was great for us. Let the boys have some fun. They're excited. They played well both games, so it wasn't like we snuck anything out here. We battled through 60 for both games. But for me as a coach, it's smiles off and back to work Tuesday for practice. So we'll take some pauses from that weekend and figure things out here. We got 3 big games coming up that we have to be nice to win all 3 again of those.
The boys got to be feeling good. I mean, Wainwright, and I'll focus on them because they're obviously kind of the top dogs in the league, or they have been for the last couple of years. You guys have played them 3 times this year, and you've beat them twice. I got to imagine the boys feel, after games like that, man, if we can beat Wainwright, there's no reason we can't beat anyone else in this league.
Yeah, definitely. They've won the league 4 years in a row. They've been to the provincial final 4 years in a row, I think it was, and those are the top dogs. Now we know. For me as a coach, that we use that we can play against anybody. Like you said, we can beat anybody. It's just a matter of playing that consistent effort for 60 minutes in each game, right? It's not we're playing Vegreville or we're playing Killam or whoever. It doesn't matter who we're playing. We got to be ready to play every game, and I think that showed here this weekend. So we'll see how practice goes this week and kind of monitor our mentality. I guess we don't want to get too cocky. I think we haven't won anything yet. We're still sitting in 4th, but we'll be ready to play this weekend.
You got an opportunity this weekend to really make up some ground in the standings. 3 games in 3 nights, Friday night, Saturday night, and then a rare Sunday contest as well. How do you approach that? I mean, you guys are used to playing 2 games in a weekend, but you throw that 3rd one in there. Is there any worry about fatigue going into the weekend?
No, not really. We have a lot of guys still sticking around. We have 25 guys. One guy's hurt, so I think we got 22 skaters, so we'll rotate in 4 guys each night pretty much and kind of keep everybody fresh for that way. But it's just an extra game. It's nothing too crazy to think about. We'll take each game at a time, I guess. It's the easiest cliche I can use, but we'll see what happens. And if the guys are rolling, maybe we'll stick with the same lineup. But these guys are making it tough for me to who to sit, and that's the biggest thing for me. It's we preach that don't play yourself out of lineup, and guys haven't done that. So we've had guys sit a couple guys here a couple games in a row, and they'll be fresh and ready to roll for the weekend.
So Friday night you guys have Lac La Biche. Saturday I believe it's Vegreville. Correct. And then Sunday you're down in Lloydminster. So with that Lac La Biche game, I mean, obviously they're a team you guys kind of know a little bit too, and there's a little bit of history in the coaching staff between yourself and their coach. How do you approach a game like Lac La Biche, where I think you guys beat them earlier in the season, but they've come here and beat you guys as well?
Yeah, it's going to be probably the toughest one of the weekend, just because of where they are in the standings and how skilled they are. But we'll change things up, just to maybe play their style a bit more. Ronnie's got a good team over there in Lac La Biche, and they got some high end skill, which a lot of teams don't have. Everybody's kind of the same way, where we have skill but not that high end. But we'll make a game plan and hopefully stick to it and come up with the 2 points Friday night to start the weekend off right.
There we go. We're running short on time, Scott. Appreciate it as always. Friday night against Lac La Biche, Saturday against Vegreville. Both those games at home here at Imperial Oil Place, and then Sunday on the road in Lloydminster. Best of luck, and hopefully we're talking about a little win streak this time next week.
Thanks, Pete.